So, several years ago, after studying the scripture, and it really changed my view on this issue of what happens to those who die as unbelievers, that has really changed how I view evangelism. And of course, I still believe that Jesus is the only way to salvation, still believe that there is a resurrection to life and a resurrection to judgment. But I believe that the judgment is restorative, like many of the early church fathers believed. And so the question is, how does evangelism fit into this? So I'm going to just share a few somewhat scattered thoughts, I suppose, on this question, and then we can talk about this afterwards. I put here the empty tomb of Jesus, and that's really what evangelism is about. It's proclaiming Jesus. But we also, I believe, at this day and age, we are to proclaim Jesus, the one who restores all. In Acts chapter 2, Peter preached Jesus had risen from the dead. He continued that message in Acts 3, but then he also talks about this in Acts 3:21. He talks about Jesus, heaven must receive Jesus Christ until the time comes for God to restore everything as he promised long ago through his holy prophets. And you see early on in the preaching of the gospel, in the book of Acts, this message of the restoration of all things. Now, I know there's debate in the Christian church on what that means, but for sure, there is this theme of the restoration of all things preached very early on in the Gospels.